I'm Stephanie Jones from Busted Cribs. My husband and I have a show on YouTube. You can go check it out. We flip houses and have a ton of fun doing it. Today, I am gonna be doing a redesign for a living room, but it's a little bit different than what I'm normally designing. It's not a full gut. I am beautifying the space that is already there. Okay, this submission came from a woman named Kimberly on Instagram. She watches us and follows us on Instagram, so thank you, Kimberly. This is her den. I think she calls it her den. I'm gonna read exactly what she wrote. That way we can start from the very beginning, because that's what I always do. I wanna get all the information up front. That way I know exactly what I'm designing for. Hello, I would love your ideas for our great room. Great room. Our floor plan is all open. We remodeled our kitchen and did the floors in 2018, but the great room decor hasn't been touched since 2007. Its width is 21 feet. The thing I can't stand anymore is the sliding door window treatments. Ugh. I love that. We had the windows tinted last year and that helps with the eastern sun, but I have to have them closed during the peak days or the house is just too hot. I get that. I would love your ideas for a new great room. So I did reach out to her personally and I asked her a couple more questions. I asked who uses the space and how do they use it? And so she had answered it's her and her husband. They are empty nesters and they also have a huge dog. Mainly what I'm focusing on is her space planning because that is most important from the pictures I've seen. So we're gonna dive right into the pictures so you can see what I saw. All right, so the first picture that she sent me was this one right here. It's kind of an overview. I think she's standing in the back corner. You can see that there's a hallway, the dust collector shelf I see on there, and the kitchen does look great. You did a great job remodeling that. I see two kind of like areas to dine, and then I see the dog over there. Look at this cute little dog. I have a big dog too, so I get it. Okay, so I see the floors look great too. You did a great job choosing all of the stuff that you have redone, but I do notice that the furniture is a little weighty, it's heavy, and I think the placement might be needing updated as well. So let's look through all the pictures. Yeah, the kitchen's beautiful, good job. And it's a great layout too. You did a really good job planning that kitchen. Okay, so I see a dining room back there, and then it's a little dark. Okay, there's some more light. You must have opened up the curtains. So there's the entryway. So what's behind this? Okay, so the entryway looks to be like that way. And then there's a beautiful wall of French doors and windows, which it leads out to a really nice patio and backyard. So I always like to feature that. I know you're saying that the sun comes in, it's really hot. I think we can fix that. But I really want to address making that a feature. So when you walk in your front door, it is like, oh, light and bright and beautiful, and you see this beautiful outdoor space. And then there's another angle. Yeah, there's another dust collector. I actually really like the fan a lot, and I love this beam. Don't touch it, don't change it. We'll maybe discuss this shelf in a little bit. But yeah, I think overall your furniture choices are great. They actually don't look too dated. I just think for this space, it's a little dark and a little heavy. So yeah, we'll focus on that also. Okay, I like it. Yeah, see, I think you're more of like a traditional, but we're gonna brighten it up, light and bright and airy. Oh, and I see, yes, there's a lot of sun that's coming in. So we'll address all of that. So I wanna jump right into a little arts and crafts project. When I am space planning, I'm such a visual person. I legitimately need to lay it out and see it. I don't know if you're anything like me. Hit the like button if you're like me and you really need to see it, because I'll even sometimes tape on the floor if I'm looking at a piece of furniture and it's online. I need to see it. So I've created like a little arts and crafts project that I'm going to show you. I think it'll be helpful. Let me show you. All right, it's a little different setup and you have to excuse my nails. I was not planning on doing this, but I just need to visualize it. And I kind of wanted to walk you through how I visualize it too, right? So don't judge the hands. I've been working out in the yard. So I don't have manicured hands. Okay, so I did a rough mock-up of her space. I obviously don't have the correct measurements. I knew that it was 21 wide, but I don't know the depth and I don't know exactly, these areas here. I kind of guessed on where these halls are based off of her pictures. But again, I'm not really positive. So that being said, I went and made all of these. Justin thought I was a little crazy. My husband thought I was crazy. All of these little couches and accessories, and they're not 100% to scale, but if I based this back wall off of 21 feet. So I basically knew the measurement of a couch, and I just took that and divided it to make sure I at least had a close representation of how big it was. I know it's super nerdy, but raise your hand if you're like me. Nerds unite. But I basically want to go over what she has here, okay? There's this hallway, so it creates this nice walkway here, but this becomes a little bit long of a walk. It's a little bit difficult. This is still pretty easy and accessible, but I think we can do better on this floor plan, only because when I walk through the front door, I really want to see the pièce de résistance. I want to see this back window because it's beautiful. It's a beautiful space. So let's take off all the stuff you currently have. Let's clear all this off. And so what I always like to do is figure out your walkways. How do you function and move in the space? So you'll go from hall to dining room, this hall to your entryway, you'll go hall to hall, you'll go hall to kitchen, kitchen to hall, kitchen to entryway, kitchen to dining room. Let's do entryway to this hall. Oh, and then you'll go out your French doors, obviously. So you'll go out your French doors. So you can kind of see your zones that you have, where your walking paths are. It seems like this should be your furniture zone. And then this all becomes your walkway. So that gives me an idea. I went ahead and made another paper here. So I took everything out. And again, my goal is to walk in this front door and see the back, the back sliders and see the back porch. So that being said, I'm gonna start with the basics. You start with your rug. You put it in there, right? And what I would honestly do is I would not have any furniture facing the front door. So I'm actually gonna make a space on this wall and make this your TV wall. So I'm gonna do just one large couch and I'm gonna put it on the back here. That way you still have your walkway, you still have the access, and you have the access here. My itsy bitsy TV, and put it on this wall. You can do a whole built-in, you can do an entire wall, because this wall it's perfect. This should be your focal wall. It also, since your kitchen and entry are kind of like offset, this now creates this really even space that when you walk in, it creates this really cool visual of open and airy, and it doesn't feel offset from the French doors. Then I would take 2 little chairs, because you want to build it from there, and I would put them like on either side of the rug. What I would do with the curtains, I'd go all the way up, as high as you can go and as high as the curtains will allow. And I would do really nice blackout curtains that are nice and heavy, but also feel light, if that makes any sense. You don't want them to feel heavy, so you'd use like a cream, whatever colors, ivories, whatever colors you choose to go with. I would do something really light, take the valance off, just do the rod, and hang these curtains there and keep them open during the day. And when it's the brightest, close off your blackout shades, and oh man, your house will be like 10 degrees colder. Okay, so the whole goal again is you have this really great walk space here. You can literally go from the front door to the back door, which people will wanna do because it's so nice. So you're creating this really cool conversation starter. It brings your eye right out back. I did that at my house too. I know you had said that you and your hubby eat breakfast at the island, but you do now have this open space. And something else that you were concerned about is that your husband uses this table currently, the bistro table, as a dumping ground, like a command center. I want to create a command center here in the entryway for you. So I would create like a little, a built-in here. You could even maybe do one on each side to even it up, because I saw that you have 2 windows and then the door is centered. But this way you can create like a nice bench, you can put your shoes on it, maybe even have storage underneath for your shoes, and then all the paper and the clutter and all of the things that happen when you get home, all of that has a place to go. You create this organized zone where all the dumping stuff happens there. It also creates a nice warm environment for when you have guests over, and their entryway is this nice inviting space, and then it pulls you into the living room. You just want it to feel inviting. So someone wants to come and sit here and have some coffee with you and to chat, and where it feels comfortable. Something else you can do if you didn't want to do a couch, or if you needed more seating, you could do a chaise lounge. So you could put that here, do a chair over here and a chair over here. You still have your open space because the 2 chairs don't take up a lot of space visually. So you still see all the way through, but if you needed that like extra, or maybe, you know, you guys like that lounging situation, you can easily do that as well. And then you'd put your little side table here. Eek. It's moving around. And it just creates a nice, and then at that point I'd put like a plant here. So I do want to go back on Pinterest in a minute and show you some ideas I have for your command center, your doggy, because the pooch zone is really important. He should feel like it's his space too, or he or she. I don't know if it's a boy or girl. But hopefully this helps you, and you know, maybe you can play around with it too. But let's go to Pinterest now and I'll show you design-wise what I would do, okay? All right, we are back on my computer, and I just want to look at the space again now that we've kind of gone over the space planning and kind of explain a couple things. So here you see the big dog crate behind the couch. This is now going to be the TV wall, and then we're going to create the couch here, and you still have access to that hallway here, but then you can kind of open up this window, get rid of these valances, bring the curtains all the way up and go all the way to the outside wall, and you'll have curtains here, 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 and here. That way it creates these nice sections. It'll look super custom and beautiful and open. Okay, so on this wall, this is something I did want to discuss. I would paint the entire space white or a creamy white, and I think that would be good with your floors and with your kitchen. It would add that nice warmth without feeling too stark or too white, right? I would also go with some cream or off-white couches, maybe some tan or something like that. I know it's a little scary with dogs, but they have really good performance furniture now that it's not a problem. I have 4 kids and a dog. I used to have 2 dogs, and you know, even if they came in and made a mess on the couch, I just kept a steam cleaner on hand and I'd get the stain out. And every 2 months I'd have my steaming, like my actual carpet cleaning guy come, and he'd do the whole couch, and it looks brand new again. So have no fear, it's not a big deal. You don't have any kids anymore. I know you have grandkids, but it's even grandkid proof. You'll be good. And your grandkids would love this space too. So again, this is gonna be your TV wall. If you did want to keep that, totally good. I would actually suggest closing this off. It's just a couple of studs and some drywall. I know it sounds crazy, but this would then open up your space and make your space feel really tall. It'd make it feel really big, because right now your eye is visually stopping at that shelf. So even if you were to keep it, I would suggest painting it the exact same color as the wall and decorating it with very minimal, non-visually cluttered items, just to keep it nice and clean and keeping your eye going up. Because right now my eye's just stopping and it's making your walls feel shorter, but you have these beautiful vaulted ceilings that everybody wants, right? Okay, so again, this is, you know, where you're gonna have your TV now, and yep, the curtains. All right, so let's jump into Pinterest. So let's start with the command space. I'm gonna move quickly through this just because I think the space planning was most important about your space. But this is a really great idea. It's a built-in, it's a couple cabinets, but it hides away all the junk and clutter. And then there's even like a little dog bowl right there. So cute. I think that's really fun. Or maybe you can house your leashes here. I think that would be a really cool way to, in your entryway, to, you know, just keep it nice and your dumping grounds there. Here's another suggestion here with just a bench, some pillows, blankets, but it's like a catch-all, you know, it doesn't clutter up. Okay, and then we also have this one. It's more of a table with baskets. I'm more of a basket person. I'm totally fine taking a basket, putting it in there and hiding it because I don't want to see it. So tell how your family operates and how you guys would use the space best. So as far as the doggy suggestions, I saw that there was a couple of like coat closets and stuff in the hallways. I think this is such a cool idea. You could also take from a bedroom and then just cut out of your drywall and create this little like space for your dog. This one, that's actually like an entertainment center. So you could actually do something like this for your TV side and have his crate inside of the entertainment center. It might be a little loud for them, I don't know. But so here's the idea for the curtains. So these are grouped into these big sections and you want to create that space for them. All right, so here's a good example of what it would look like when you're walking in your front door. How the furniture is placed. You have the 2 chairs, and then you have your couch, and then you have, you know, your coffee table, you can still easily walk through it. It visually makes you want to walk through the space to the outdoors, and that's what you really want. Here's actually similar to what I designed. So you have your couch, you have your 4 panels like I had talked about, and they put a couple of additional chairs, and you probably could do more chairs in your space, but they have the fireplace, there's this rail, you do a faux fireplace and the TV, and I think that's a really good layout for your space. I put a little cart together for you on Wayfair. I think that the chairs would be really cool as swivels, because if you're by the TV and you could literally just swivel and watch the TV and then swivel and chat, that way you're not moving chairs around when you do have guests and there might be something on the TV. So I added swivel chairs. I did a nice big like tan colored rug. I also did an Oriental style rug, and then I put that fireplace in there that I thought you'd like. All right, hope you guys like that design. I was curious though, if you all have pets, whether it be a cat or a dog, do you struggle with your furniture? Is there, scratch marks on your couch? Maybe there's, pet hair. Comment below what you struggle with. And maybe if you have suggestions or something, I would love to hear it because I'm always looking for new suggestions. But thanks for stopping in, and I'll check you guys the next time. Bye.